Oh! A little flying practice wouldn't hurt.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Obsessor Forever, and I'm your host, the Obsessor. The Last Guardian is finally here after almost a decade since it was announced. If the game turned out to be a flop after what can only be described as an unfortunately lengthy development cycle that included a change in the target platform, the departure of Fumito Uehara, and other setbacks, it would have been a huge letdown for gamers. It was developed by Japan's studio GenDesign and was the third game from the masters of ragdoll physics, Team ICO. In The Last Guardian, the goal is simple: get back home. You play the part of a small boy that can really take a punch.
Ouch.
The boy awakens in a cave next to a bird dog creature named Trico that's surprisingly cute despite being a monstrosity of at least 5 different animals combined. Though reluctant at first, Trico quickly grows accustomed to the boy's company and the two forge a strong friendship. The pair will use each other's strengths to make up for the other's weaknesses as they search for an exit in the ruins. Along the way, you will encounter enemies that want to impede in your progress, and as it turns out, a gigantic bird dog is the perfect defense against autonomous suits of armor that will attempt to carry the boy towards an ominous door that leads to a white void of nothingness. Trico easily smashes the suits with little hesitation, and afterwards you can thank him by tending to his wounds. You will also find strange stained glass eyes that hint at the methods that were used to control the beasts in the past. They will stop Trico in his tracks upon sight, and he will be unable to continue until you promptly destroy them. Team ICO really wanted to sell the idea of a companionship between a human and their pet. In order to pull this off, they needed Trico to truly feel like a pet, which resulted in the most advanced artificial intelligence I've ever encountered in a video game to date. Trico's behavior will frequently remind you of your pets at home. The engineering team behind Trico did an outstanding job, and this particular achievement is clearly responsible for some of the delays in the release of the game, which, if that is the case, I'm in full support of. Trico gets bored and walks away. He whines when you leave him alone. He'll stop participating when he's hungry, and he's very protective of his owner. Attention to detail was paramount in this cat, dog, bird, griffin.
Spider bird dog, does whatever. What? Is that a butthole? Spider bird dog got a butthole. Go poo all the barrels out. Gonna turn his food and poop, goddammit. Spider bird dog pooping his food.
Speaking of buttholes, Trico can even be caught taking a dump, as all creatures do. Though I never caught him in the act, I left a link in the description below. If you witness this seemingly random event, you'll achieve the Call of Nature trophy as a reward. Team ICO went through painstaking lengths to pull off Trico's personality, and it paid off brilliantly. They managed to tap into exactly why we love our furry roommates so dearly. You'll empathize with him when he feels pain. You'll reward him when he assists you onto that last unattainable ledge. And you'll love him when he selflessly saves your life.
The hell? What the fuck? You stupid bird, you must be dog, bird, whatever the... Gasps.
Much like ICO and Shadow of Colossus, The Last Guardian is filled with puzzles and problem solving to get from point A to point B. You'll quickly notice that many of the puzzles have similarities with one another. Pull this lever here, open that door there. I found that only one or two puzzles were able to trip me up, but they were all solved by simply being observant of the surroundings. This won't be a problem, however, as The Last Guardian's environment is stunning. I can't help but think the attention to detail in the architecture and the flat soft cell shading of the boy must have been inspired by the wonderful movies from Studio Ghibli. It's a worthwhile experience if you happen to have picked up a PlayStation Pro and have a 4K TV. I only noticed a few moments of subtle drops in frame rate. In fact, the only game-breaking part of The Last Guardian was some of the unusual decisions that were made behind its controls. I felt one of the worst decisions made was using circle to grab onto Trico, pick things up such as barrels, pet Trico, as well as interact with certain items like a weapon you'll use selectively during the game. It resulted in the boy deciding to ignore one command in favor for another, with no clear reason why. This was especially frustrating in the climax of the game that I won't spoil here with details. Just know that it's a good thing it wasn't a time-sensitive event. All in all, the controls are usually not problematic and will only detract from the enjoyment of the game at a handful of times. There is simply too much right in this game for control alone to cause it to fail. The story is original, its characters are heartwarming, and its environments are beautiful. So please, make your way to convenience store today, right now, to pick up a copy, because Obsessor is giving The Last Guardian for the PlayStation 4 a solid 9 out of 10. As usual, if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content in the future. Obsessor out.